Mr. President, tonight the Senate will vote on a tax bill that will provide large corporations and wealthy individuals a massive tax cut. The bill will result in well over $1 trillion in debt that will be passed on to our children and our grandchildren. The bill will result in dramatically lower taxes for people who earn their living off of stocks and investments, people who inherit millions of dollars from their parents, and for the CEOs of multinational companies. And by the time the bill is fully implemented, it will lead to higher taxes and higher health care costs for millions of hardworking Americans who show up each and every day to do their job and to earn a living. This bill we are voting on today was written in secret, in an entirely partisan fashion, without input from nearly half of the United States Senate. But it didn't have to be this way. If we wanted to give middle-class families a real tax cut, we could have. Instead, we're voting on a bill that benefits for middle-class families will expire just to pay for permanent tax cuts given to multinational corporations. If we wanted to reform the tax code, take away loopholes for offshoring jobs, and help create good-paying jobs here in the United States, we could have. Instead, we're voting on a bill that does nothing to target offshoring or job creation. What will it do? Well, CEOs have told us directly they are going to buy back stock, which mostly benefits the wealthiest shareholders and the CEOs with stock options. And when we know that over a third of the stocks that trade on the market are held by foreign investors, yes, foreign investors holding half of the value of the stock market, it's just impossible to argue that this bill is focused on Michigan families. If we wanted to make the tax code simpler for small businesses, we could have. Instead, we are voting on a bill that includes some of the most complicated provisions you could possibly imagine for a small business owner. And if we really wanted to tackle our fiscal challenges in a responsible way, we could have. Instead, we're voting on the most fiscally irresponsible bill that I have ever voted on, adding $1.5 trillion to the debt that our children and grandchildren will be responsible for, all while doing next to nothing for middle-class families. This is not the way that we are supposed to make policy in this country. The bill that is on the floor tonight is here without any hearings. We didn't hear from a single expert on the specifics of the bill, not a single economist, not a single small business owner, not a single middle-class family. It is simply wrong. I urge my colleagues to vote no and to defeat this bill. Mr. President, I yield the floor.